Okay, we're all good to go. Thanks again, Don. Sorry for this.
As I was saying, our MD, Stephen Cohen, is particularly proud of this product, and he actually says My Business Online is probably the product that he is the most proud to be part of and to have developed in his 20 years with Pastel Accounting. The thing to keep in mind about My Business Online is that it's not a traditional package. As it says, it's an online application, so there's no installation of this. It's accessible anywhere where you have a internet connection, so you don't have to worry about backups or losing your data. As long as you have an internet connection, you can access your data. All your data that you create is stored in an off-site location that has a mirror site attached to it as well, so the data is very secure. So, as I said, there's no worry in a traditional sense about the actual machine. Should you have a hard drive crash, your data will always be safe. I'm going to start off just by taking you through the home screen, which is what we call the dashboard. And basically what you see is all your most critical information. You get to see your sales history, notes, your top selling customers, customer balances, your top selling items. So basically all the information that makes your company's data the most valuable to you is displayed as soon as you come into the product. At the top of the screen, you'll see we have the different tabs. There's one for customers, suppliers, items, or inventory in other words, banking, your accounts, your accountants area. I'm just going to pause at the accountants area quickly because this is something which is very time-saving and beneficial to both you and the accountant. What this area allows for is traditionally your accountant would have to get your data for you, so you'd have to drive out to the accountant or he comes to you, which is costs time away, so on and so forth. The accountant will get his own login, if you so choose. So he has his own little username, and he can log in and do your process, your journal entries, do your tax payments, basically all those things that the accountant does. He can do from the comfort of his office. He can do it seamlessly behind the scenes, so without any interruption to your working, he can just carry on and do what he needs to do. The next tab is reports. Again, you can report on your customers, your suppliers, your inventory, your tax, your asset reports. The company tab is where you'd actually create your company data. Administration is should you want to change a password or a user setting. You do that all from there. Help, well, you wouldn't need help in My Business. It's a simple product. And then download. We often release little goodies and gadgets for the My Business Online product, but I'll go through that just now. I'm going to start off with the Customers tab. If you click on Customers, the screen that opens up to you is all your different customers. So you can see we have Cycle Shop Santon, Grassland, so on and so forth. If you're just looking for a single customer, you can just type in a single word. You click on the search button, and it brings up the customer that you are looking for. If you go into Edit, all that customer's information will then pop up for you. If changes need to be made, you can make changes, but you can also use it as a tool to view information about your customers. Like we have the contact details here. There's an additional contacts tab as well, should you require that. And then it has all their delivery addresses, postal addresses. Something which is very cool is the delivery address, which is the map function. If you click on map, it goes through to Google Maps, and then it actually shows you the location. So if a delivery needs to be made, you can see exactly where it needs to go. I'm going to go back to the Customers tab. You also get customer categories. As we have set up over here, you get your general distributors, mountain bike distributors, road bike distributors, but I mean you can literally cater that to whatever the business need is, and it can be really endless. Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into customer tax invoices, and if you go, again, let's just scroll down here. Something that we have which is very nice, we have all these quick links in the product. So we're in customers now, and if you're busy creating a customer, once you've created a customer, you may want to create a new item or give a code to the customer, whatever the case is, and you can do that straight from these quick links. You can go to the customer, you select the customer that you'd like to create a quote for, and all the data that is stored for that customer will populate the required fields. You'll just notice that the tax reference field is empty. Should there be a tax reference number, that would be populated as well. When it comes to processing, you simply stick on description. You select what you'd like to invoice out to the customer, the quantities of how many units require. All that is pre-selected, like the tax type is all pre-selected in the actual company setup. If there's a discount rate, you can put that in, and there you go. At the bottom here, you see we have 4 buttons. You have Save, Save and New, Save and Print, and Save and Email. Saving will just literally save your quote. If you go Save and New, it saves a quote and then goes into a new quote. Save and Print just creates a print of it, or then Save and Email if you'd like to submit electronically to the customer. So we're just going to go and save that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to Customers. And from here, we're going to sell an item to a customer. Once again, very simple to use. You select your customer. All the fields are populated for you. This is a quote we just created a few moments ago. You can select the quote. It asks you if you'd like to link that the quote to the tax invoice. You click on yes, and everything is selected down for you. If you'd like to add more items, you can carry on and do so. Again, processing the quote is very similar to, processing the invoice is very similar to how you process the quote. You can just process anew, and so on. So we're just going to process, and then that would be saved. Suppliers works very much like your customers, except that you're just buying items from a customer. You can do purchase orders, your invoices, you can return to a customer, you can handle your payments to a customer from there as well. And we can just go and select on a customer. And again, it populates all the required fields that you set up when you were creating the actual supplier. In items, I'm just going to go in there. As well, pretty simple. I'm just going to show you how to add an item. It's very basic. What you can do is you can type in the description. Let's just check a seat. Let's move that out the way. We're going to create a seat, and a seat would be a part, but the inventory function in My Business Online isn't just limited to physical items. You can go and create a service as well, because some people, depending on the business, may invoice out time, so they can do that as well with this product. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go and select parts. This is a physical item. You can select an opening cost as well for the product. You can set up your selling price as well. So we're just going to make this $4.99 for the seat. And there all your information is saved. Your exclusive selling price is automatically calculated for you. And what we do is we just go and save. Oh, sorry, there's a seat created already, so I'm just going to do that. And there you go, your seat is created. Let me just move across and show you. And there's your C2. That's it. All your item has been created already. All right, I'm just going to move on to banking now, touch on banking for you guys a bit. This basically is all your credit cards. If you have a current account, investment accounts, petty cash accounts, all that can be controlled for you. Down the side, you'll see if it's active or not. You can select that or unselect it, depending on if it's active or not. Excuse me. And I'm going to touch on accounts. Basically, what accounts is for you is all your expenses that you have. So, for instance, like your telephone bill, water and light, if you have car payments, equipment, whatever the case may be. All that is controlled by your accounts area. I'm just going to move on to reports. Depending on what, these are all the different reports that we have. So let's have a look at sales by customer. And what we can do is we can go and select a specific customer. Let's just go and select Alpha Cycles. You can select a range of customers. You can select all of them, a unique customer as well. You can select active and inactive customers. If there are different categories of customers, you can select that as well. And then from here on, you can go and select your date range. Let's just see how much data we can find for you. And then let's go and view report. And what the report brings up for you is basically the history of that particular customer. So you can see at such and such a date they purchased a wheel set, so on and so forth. What I'm going to do as well and just show you is just go back to the home screen, the dashboard that I was talking about earlier, is that if you look at the sales history over here, the dashboard is drill down orientated. So if you want to look at figures for December, you can click on the September graph and then it drills down to all the days throughout the month. And by clicking on the graph again, it drills down further and you can see the invoices that were created over that particular period. If you click on detail, once again, it drills down deeper into the invoice and then you can exactly see the exact detail of the invoice. From there again, you can process and send to the customer via email, printing, however they require it to be sent. I'm going to show you now how easy it is just to create a company. Basically what we do from here is you can open a company that was last used. So let's just go open. Oh, sorry, I just made a mistake over there. And let's just click on that tab. With this tab, this should allow us to create a new company. There we go. From here on, we can create a new company. You can put in the company name, all the details that are required, all additional VAT numbers, all that kind of information. You can set up your financial years from here, your tax systems if you want to be invoice-based or no tax, zero rate, exempt, whatever the case may be is. You can even select rounding within the product. Round up, down, no rounding. It is really up to you. The regional settings, generally it's 2 decimal spaces. You can select the date format or the currency you'd like to work in. From here on, you can select your document setup and logos, what you'd like to be shown, and then all the different layout reports which are created default for you just to make things a whole lot easier. From here on, I'm just going to show you some of the cool downloads that we have available for the product. Some of the downloads that we are currently busy working on is the report designer. This will allow you to create your own customer supplier invoice and statements. So you can stick in logos if you want to add in colors, whatever the case may be, you can create that from there. The desktop widgets, this is just using the power of Windows 7. You don't even have to be logged into the My Business Online product. With the widget on your desktop, you can go and click on it, and then this summary will pop up for you. Also, all that drill down functionality is in it, so you can see without going into the product exactly what is going on. Just a quick glance and overview. Again, using the power of Windows 7, just a desktop search. Again, the product doesn't have to be open. You can just type in whatever the details are. So let's just say bicycle shop. It brings it up for you and you can click on that, and then you can see the search results and you can see whatever was created within the application. This is pretty cool. I mean, we live in a very mobile world and we've got an application for the iPhone now. Again, just using the phone standard features like the web browsing. You use the phone and you can see again all the customer information. You can get their details. You can process off there. Even the Google Map functionality is available off the iPhone. So really making My Business Online a truly mobile product. Let me just have a look at some of the other functionality we can do. Let's have a look at the customer statement run. Again, you can go and select by customer what you'd like to do. Let's just select the Cycle Shop Santon. Again, you can do it individually or you can do it by whole. and we just need to go and select your data. You can do it by month for a whole year. It is really up to you, just depending on what information you'd like to see. From here on, you can include zero balance amounts if you'd like to do so, and you can include the detail as well. You can choose whether to print or email, but that is all really up to you. Some customers may decide that they prefer to have the documentation then sent through electronically. That can all be set up as well. But I think let me just show you that as well, because I just touched on that very briefly. We just go and add a customer. You'll see here there is just a notification. So if a customer accepts electronic invoices, you can just go in and click on that, and then all the information that will be listed on the customer's account. And then going forward, you know that when you're invoicing to the customer, you can go and just submit electronically. So no need for postal costs or anything like that. My Business Online, as it's standard, costs 140 Rand per month to the customer to use. Within that 140 Rand, you get a 2-user user account as well as 2 companies. You can go and add on that should you choose to do so. It will be 25 Rand per additional user and 10 Rand for an additional company. One area I'm just going to touch on is a frequent question that we do get quite often, is that can you take data from your desktop product to the online product? And the answer is no, you can't. The reason for that is that this is written in different code. Everything is based online, so you can't do that. But what you are able to do is, should a customer want to go for a desktop version, I don't know, whatever the case is, their accountant uses the desktop, they can take My Business Online data and put it into an Excel document via CSV, and they can go ahead and distribute that information through to the accountant that way. Earlier I touched on the accountant's area, and I've just mentioned that My Business Online comes with a 2-user account. Should you choose to have the accountant's area active, the accountant will take up a user, so it would be you and then the accountant taking up the second user. And as I said, you can go and add extra users just depending on what you want. So if you want your sales reps to have an account, the lady who does your processing at the office, whatever the case is, that can all be done. Something cool that we have in My Business Online, which is again on the dashboard, is the to-do list, which is nice. From the to-do list, you can see things that you've made notes of, which are very important. For instance, like here we have expired quotes, we have customer notes, overdue supplier invoices, as well as overdue tax invoices. I'm just going to go into customer notes, see if we have any detail. And then if you click on the detail, you'll see contact regarding contract renewal. So you see that, oh yes, and you can go and you can make contact with the person, and once you've done that, you can click on complete because you've done that action. You click on save, and that customer note will be gone. If we have a look at your supplier invoices, let's just have a look here. Let's go into aerodynamics. And then you can go and see the invoice that was done. And you can again, from here as well, something I did forget to mention, is that you can go in and add in notes as per the frame or any quote that was done. So you can capture all this information as well. For instance, as well, there is a message tab at the bottom of the invoices as well, where you can go in and put in a message, whatever the case may be is. Let's just have a look at some more. Let's have a look at some more reports. You can go and have a look at your inventory and items. You can have a look at your item listing. And let's just go and select all. Let's just have a look at everything. And what everything brings up, it goes and shows if the item is active. Are you still purchasing that item? Is it a physical item? or is it a service item? As you can see, physical, it does say true. If it was a service item, it is false. Then it shows you the lowest cost, the average cost of the item, your exclusive selling price, as well as your inclusive selling price. So just at a glance, you can see the items that are currently still going through your business on a regular basis. Something that we're currently developing, which is busy in testing as well, is the import bank statements. This is going to be a very cool time-saving feature for customers. What this will allow them to do is bring their bank statement, whether it be FNB, whatever the case may be, into the program electronically. So they go and download it, and then they bring it directly into the program. What they would first, though, have to do is they'd have to do some basic setups so that they know who the account is going to and where the monies are going to. And what it will do from there on, every time you bring in your bank statement into the product, would recognize that code and would allocate those monies instantaneously and within a click, literally, into the correct accounts, just saving whoever is doing that capturing a whole lot of time. Generally, what we find on average for a small business is they probably spend on average 45 minutes capturing this information, whereas with the import bank statements functionality, it will literally take 2 to 3 minutes to bring in all that information. Just touching on the accountants area again, I'm just going to go into that for you as well, just to show you what is available in there. You can see have your options for input tax, your output tax, and then again, once again, you can go and select your date range. So let's just go further down. Let's just see. And basically what it does is it just brings up all your information again. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go and see if there are any questions available that we can perhaps answer now. I don't see any questions at the moment. So if there are any questions, please send them through. We'll be more than happy to answer for you them now if you think of anything during the course of the evening. Yeah, then we'll just get back to you during the course of the day tomorrow. Everybody, thank you very much for being with us this evening. We appreciate the time that you've taken out to be with us. And yeah, we just hope everybody enjoys the football tonight. And yeah, hopefully we chat to everybody soon. Thank you very much.
Okay, once again, thanks very much to Donovan. There are a couple of typed questions that have come through, which we will be replying to you. So please look out for those in your mail. And once again, a very big thanks to Donovan, and thanks to you all for attending. Cheers for now.